I'm Angela, and this is a much needed accountability vlog. We are now I guess 2 weeks into self-isolation space. My productivity is definitely not where I would like it. I'm theoretically doing revisions right now of my work in progress, and that is not really happening. And it's pretty clear to me that the difficulties that I'm having right now are really more to do with a lack of structure and just general productivity rather than other things. So I'm gonna try and set some structures. Basically, starting this week, I am working again from home. I'm a teacher, and we don't have students yet. We'll transition into distance learning in a bit. But for now, I'm working for several hours every day on sort of work and school stuff, and then after that, I'm hoping to also be writing and being a general human. So I have found a whiteboard. It's got the day of the week and the date because I keep forgetting what that is. And then I just have a checklist. So this is something I've done before in the past. So I have 7 things I'm gonna do every day, 2 of which are 2 hours of writing. So it feels like a good amount of writing for me to be aiming for. And then if I do more, that's great. It is, I don't know what time it is. It's 3-ish. I've done most of the things on my list except for the writing stuff. My third work hour is pretty flexible, so that could be YouTube, that could be additional school stuff that sort of has gone over from those working hours. We'll see. I'm hoping this works, because that would be great. Part of me really wants to get revisions done by the end of April, which feels both ambitious and like I'm dramatically drawing things out, so yeah, we'll see. I just got done with all my meetings for the morning, and it's still really nice out. It's in the 70s, and it's supposed to get up to 90. So I am gonna go for a walk now, and then come back and wrap up some school stuff, and then hopefully transition into writing this afternoon as well. I just finished my checklist for the day. It is about 6 o'clock in the evening, and it was definitely a lot more productive than most of my days have been. I have spent a lot of time most days just sort of doing nothing or staring at the internet, feeling bad about the fact that I was staring at the internet. So yeah, I feel like I'm finishing at a reasonable time, but I did all the things that I needed to do. I'm so glad that I put cleaning on that list. Basically, if I make myself clean for 20 minutes, I trick myself into doing all sorts of chores I would never do anyway, because I'm like, well, this will probably kill a couple minutes, and then I feel like I'm getting away with taking out the trash, which is wild, but hey, it works, so I'm taking it. Anyway, I rewrote chapter 1. I've been working on that for what feels like my entire life, but it's probably 2 days. But I actually finished, which is amazing, and I'm now working my way through chapter 2. And yeah, definitely gonna do this the rest of the week, and we will see. It is Friday. It is 2:30. The productivity struggle is super real. I'm super fortunate that I have a job where I can work remotely, that I've got stability, and then also the people that I work with are fantastic. But also, work has been a little overwhelming and a little intimidating, and then I think that's bleeding over into other stuff. Gonna sit outside, gonna write at least for a little bit, and then set up some structures and stuff so that I actually feel empowered to work tomorrow, both on creative stuff and on all of the other bits of my life that need doing. I think the difficulty with 2:30 in the afternoon is it's easy to be throw it away, the day is over, and it's not true. The day is not over. I'm gonna try and salvage it, and luckily it's pretty nice out. It is Friday. Yesterday was a little rough. I did not complete the checklist. I did not get everything done that I needed to. I got close. I wrote for about an hour and a half. Some of it I think too is that I'm basically rewriting these first few chapters, which is is a lot. And so then part of me is oh, maybe I should skip forward to an easier bit. But I really don't want to. I really feel like I'm benefiting from going through each part in order. So I'm gonna just keep pushing through. I'm very intimidated by the next chapter, which I think is part of why I didn't get all the writing done yesterday. because I have to basically write a whole bunch of new stuff and then also incorporate some stuff. I think that that's probably where some of the procrastination is coming from. But after yesterday sort of crashed and burned, I set up a thing with a friend where we like check in every couple hours about what we're working on. And so far that is working pretty well, which is good because I definitely was like about to start YouTube spiraling. But I can't because I have to text her what I'm doing, and I told her that I would be writing by 1. And then the other thing is that I have like a work meetup later online. And so that sort of gives me a hard stop of when I have to be done writing. So I have to like actually basically write for the next 2 hours, which I'm sure is good for me. Definitely this morning felt much better in terms of like work stuff. Gonna go write for hopefully about 2 hours now. I'm sure someday I will develop a work ethic. It's been like 15 minutes. And haven't started, but I'm starting now. I started watching a vlog, but it is 36 minutes long, so I'm not gonna finish that right now. But yeah, I want credit because I almost went to check the news and I'm not checking the news, instead I'm turning off my internet. So go me. So I've been writing for about an hour and a half. I actually ended up staying indoors because it turns out that having a table makes things way easier. Who would have thought? But yeah, it's actually going pretty well. I ended up outlining chapter 3 pretty in depth. I think I had about like 700 words of outline, so it's pretty beat by beat. And now I'm into the next chapter. With the chapters that I'm mostly keeping, I'm basically sort of copy pasting sections. So I have my revision document and I have my old document with my rough draft, and I'm going through and like copy pasting a section and putting it under what I have so far in my revised version, and if that still works, I'm keeping that, and if it doesn't, then I'm sort of changing it as I go. So I'm doing a mixture of writing and retyping and copy pasting. I think that I will finish up writing this evening, or like finish getting my 2 hours, and hopefully I'll keep going a little bit beyond that. And yeah, hopefully I'll write a little bit this weekend too. It's Saturday now, and I just wanted to do a little bit of wrap up about sort of the week and the last 3 days that I was vlogging. Yesterday was definitely more productive than Thursday, but I still ended up only writing for about an hour and a half, which is not ideal. But I think that this is definitely a thing that I just need to keep revisiting systems and coming back and being both firm and compassionate with myself. That said, it's almost April, and so I've been thinking a lot about camp and what I'm going to do for camp. I think that officially my goal, like that I'm going to put on the site, is going to be 60 hours, which is technically 60 words because they won't let us do hours anymore, which, you know. My informal goal for camp, which I call informal mostly because I don't really know how to track it on the current system, is that I would really like to get a revision of my novel done, which, like, I feel like my hour count is like very unambitious, and then that would be a hugely ambitious goal, but my story is pretty short. It's only like 40K. My new outline version of my story has like 25 chapters, and some of those are going to be like pretty straightforward revisions, some of them are not going to be. But that means that potentially I could do about a chapter a day and get that done. Some of those are like full rewrites, and then I need to do a couple of passes. And we'll see. My unwritten goal for camp is to finish the revision, and then sort of my baseline success for camp is to have worked for 60 hours. So that's 2 hours a day. I might bump that up to 65. We'll see how I'm thinking over the next couple of days. But yeah. And original ideas of working on short stories during this time have been completely discarded. But I feel like I have no regrets about that. Let me know what your goals for camp are in the comments, or if you have any structures or anything that are working for you right now. Also, reminder that this does not need to be a really productive time for you, and if it's not, that is totally okay. Yeah, and everyone take care of each other and take care of yourselves, and happy April of 2020. Shockingly, once you start communicating with students again, school is a lot more fun. This always happens anytime that I don't have like students. I think this happens to a lot of people, but anytime I don't have students, I'm like, why? What is the point of this job? I don't like this very much. And then as soon as I start talking to students, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. So that is my sort of, I was gonna say unspoken, but I'm literally talking to a camera right now to post it on the internet. So not unspoken, but I'm not writing it down anywhere. Dude, really? This car just went by, and now it's driving back down. He's on his phone going the wrong way on the one-way. I see you. Anyway. Such a, like, grumpy old man. I just sit on my porch and yell at cars.